Okay, here we go. I assume you're ready to draw or whatever. Swoop this. Now, have my little knife, electric eraser. Way to sharpen this, turn it on, and you can sharpen it to a fine point. It's not cooperating, but that's okay. I have another one. This big beast. Used to have that when I was doing my architectural practice. Takes a big long eraser and you can sharpen it. The eraser is as long as this. And that thing will do a lot of harm. But they're expensive. Alright. We have, here are the stumps that I mentioned in the newsletter. They're all different sizes. Small guys, whatnot. You can also use these in painting. If you're using oil paints, even acrylics, you can take these, and if you want to remove some paint to make maybe a tree trunk, just drag that through it and it removes the paint. You're down to the color that's underneath, which might be the gesso of the that you put on your canvas or paper. Now, here we are. Now if you notice, I mentioned this in the email, how much my arm is involved in this whole thing. Okay, see how I'm just sort of twirling the pencil? You need to get comfortable with your pencil. Alright, now this one's kind of blunt. This one have a little sharper point on. Now what we're going to do, you notice how I'm holding it? Okay, it's just relax. I'm not writing a letter or anything of that sort. I'm sketching. So see how my hand moves up the pencil? Okay, so here, now let's pretend we're drawing a picture of a can. Alright, see my whole arm is going with it. Notice my arm moves. Here's another exercise I'll interrupt. Put a dot here and here on a piece of paper. Now take your pencil, lay it down on this dot, look at the other dot, draw your pencil line, but go to that dot. Okay, I missed it. But that's the way to learn how to control your pencil, is go where you're going, not where you're from. Okay? Now here, let's turn the board a little bit, paper. Okay, come here. See how I'm holding it again? Alright, and it changes, coming down. Move my arm with it. I'm dragging it. I'm not just going skitchy, 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 skitchy. I'm making a definite line. Then lay it again. There, we have a little box. Okay, now, this is a can. Say it's a soda can or something. Top is round. We're looking at it from somewhat from the top. Do this. There, bingo, you got on your lips. Then you're going to have another one down here. There, you've created a cylinder, correct? I'm not going to show you a tree today, so don't get all excited. Just go to a tree later, like I told you in the letter. Maybe it'll be dark and gloomy tree, or maybe light and fluffy. You never know. Like I said, it depends on where you're walking. If you're near a cemetery, gloomy. If you're at the beach, nice fluffy little poofy clouds. Okay, here we go. Now, we've got this. And I want my little fat guy here. It's probably a softer lead. I don't know what the lead is in here. But like I said, you can get leads from 6B all the way up to 9H. And 9H is like drawing with a nail. I don't think I've ever used it. I think the highest I've ever used was maybe a 5H. And that was in the summer school and when I was going to college. And the heat caused the lead, the graphite, to change in terms of its usability and consistency. In other words, when I was using the 6H, when it was 100 and some degrees outside, that 6H was comparable to a 2H. Alright, so in other words, the lead softens the hotter it gets, becomes a softer. So you have to go to a higher lead number. All right, here we go. Now we want to shade this. See how I'm using this? It's all very delicate. I'm going to hit it hard right here. Just keep going. Get it down. Get it going. Get it black. Keep going. See, the sun is over here. Here's your source of light. Coming from someplace. I don't know if it's all the way over here. Maybe it's coming, over my shoulder. Who knows? All right, here. Now we're going to get, that's going to get dark because it's on the opposite side. See, like that. And then just as you back away or move away from that darkness, see how it lightens up? And you can keep going back over it, and you just get, what that amounts to is just the pressure. See, it gets to eventually to a point where it's almost just the weight of the pencil itself. Learn that. That's what I was talking about, laying it in your hand. Just let that do that. Now there, that's just the weight of the pencil. See, look. That's what the pencil does by itself. That's how dark it'll get. See it? Okay. You have to really force it to get into that black range. See? Come back over it again. Like I said, I don't know what lead is in this one. See how black that'll get. Okay, it's softer. So it's getting blacker. See the difference? Notice? And then you just keep going back and forth, and you'll get a feel for it. But go work on it. Keep going. Keep going. Get back out to here to where it's just the weight of the pencil. Okay? See the difference? That one's lighter, this one, even just the weight of the pencil is darker. It's because of the lead weight. This might be a 2B. This one might be an F. I don't know. All right, now, these guys. The stump. Like I told you, I'm not crazy about them. I prefer, maybe there's a little purist in me in just using the pencil. Okay, but see, there. Yeah, that gets a little darker, but as you let it work by itself, it softens. You see here? It blends in. Keep going. There. And you can go move it down if you want, like this. Or go back in there. See how it's kind of removing some of the graphite? And then it gets up into the tip there, like that. Show you, see? That's clean side, and that's the side I'm working with. Okay? Now, keep going. You can roll it around. See how it just softens it. Now, you might want to use this, say if you're doing a portraiture of somebody, or you're working with a soft surface. But like I said, when I was doing horses, I drew every hair. I didn't smudge in this. You see, now you can push harder. See, I'm pushing harder on it now. Getting back up, get some of that graphite on the stump. And you keep doing it. Then you can go back the other way. Okay, now you come up here. Maybe pull those together a little bit. There you go. And then you get rid of that piece. Now you got this. This is a big fat guy. Okay, at that you can really move. Notice I'm holding it. Always pay attention to how you're holding your instrument. Now see how much it takes off? Okay, then go back. And start playing in here again. Put a little bit more on. You're putting graphite. It's like when you're blending paint. When the paint is liquid and movable, you can take one color here and one color here and go back and forth between the two till you get, if you got a blue over here and you got a red over here, somewhere in the middle you're going to have purple because you keep blending back in. And one thing to remember when you're drawing, shadow is darker than shade. In other words, see, this is here. Now watch. That is in shade. That's not a shadow. But if you come down here